Green leaves will turn to brown. What goes up must come down. It all comes back to you, and you find whatever you feel. You lose whatever you steal, just like a spinning wheel. The world goes round and round. People knocking on the golden door. They got plenty, but they still want more. They don't know what they're looking for. The world goes round and round. This world goes round and round. Green leaves will turn to brown. What goes up must come down. It all comes back to you, and you find whatever you feel. You lose whatever you steal, just like a spinning wheel. The world goes round and round.
God aften, mine damer og herrer, og vel møtt til et 20-minutters program med den engelske visesangersken Julie Felix. And welcome to you, Julie Felix. May I ask, how do you like the set we have chosen for you?
I think it's very beautiful. I think folk songs often talk about being outside and out of doors, and it's very cooped up being in the studio, and being out under the sky is very nice.
Very nice. I gather from your records that you don't think everything on this earth is nice.
Well, I've traveled quite a bit, and one thing I sometimes don't understand is how people misunderstand each other and get into conflict, and this becomes larger, and then, you know, you get to national wars and violence. And this is something I think that people should think a little bit more about.
Mm. And all your songs just mean anything. It's not just words put together with music. Does that mean you emphasize and prefer the lyrics for the music?
Well, if it were just lyrics, I suppose I would just recite poems or something. But no, the music complements the words, but obviously the words are what I identify with. Whether I've written a song or it's someone else's song, I usually choose the kind of music that tells a story or tells about a certain thing I feel or think.
Mm. Do you have the same feeling for the audience? Do they listen to the lyrics, or do they just hear song music?
Well, occasionally they just listen to the music, but I think 90% of the time people really listen, and it's wonderful because in concert, people care about what I'm singing about, and I feel it back. It's a very nice feeling, and that's been very nice singing in Scandinavia because most people speak English. And, it's nice.
It's nice to have you. You've been doing a lot of traveling. I mean, you started up in California where you were born,
mm-hmm.
and you had some connection with Mexico as
My
well.
My father is Mexican.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And from California you went to Europe?
Yes. First to Greece, and then Italy, and then Spain and France, and back to Spain, and then through Germany, and eventually in England.
I see. Have you changed your style, or how did you start with protest songs?
No, originally when I started singing, it was I didn't consider it a profession. It was just a way to sort of sing in a cafe, make a little bit of money, and travel on again. And so the songs I didn't really choose terribly carefully. It was just ones I'd learned from my father, or ones I'd heard other singers sing. And it wasn't until I came to England that people really started listening. So before I was just involved in becoming free myself, just sort of finding myself. And then after I got to England, people listened. I decided I had to be honest with them. I had to tell them really what I thought and felt and what I had gathered in the time I had traveled. And so I started choosing songs more carefully and singing about what was really important rather than just filling the time.
Does that mean you want to convert, to convince the people?
Well, I don't want to convert people. I don't want to be a missionary, I like to think that I just sort of turn people on to what I've seen and what I think. hoping that they can identify with it in their own personal way, not not out there, not in an objective but a subjective way, like a play or a poem. When you read a poem, maybe you feel really lousy and you don't know exactly why, and then you read it and you say and then it becomes clear. And if people can sort of clarify their own feelings and thoughts, I think it would eliminate a great deal of their fear and apprehension. And I think this is the worst thing that happens with people, is when they get scared and then they become open for all the wrong kind of things.
Thank you.
Thank you.